Imagine tossing out your credit cards, cutting your shopping habits, and celebrating a life with less. No more impulsive buys, no more clutter. Just minimalism, frugality, and a sense of control. Online, influencers showcase empty closets and serene homes, promoting a no-buy lifestyle as the path to true freedom. You feel part of something bigger, a movement toward purity and liberation. But what if this movement wasn't born from the people at all? What if the purity you're chasing was carefully packaged and sold to you by the very forces you think you're escaping? What if the buy nothing trend was seeded by the same elites who profit from your restraint? What if billionaires and corporations disguise control as empowerment? It's not about conspiracy, it's about strategy. A sophisticated narrative where austerity is sold as virtue, while those at the top quietly gain more power. The fewer choices you believe you need, the easier you are to govern. And the most dangerous cage? The one you're proud to live in. A cage that feels righteous, clean, even enlightened, but still a cage. And the lock? Your belief that you chose it freely. This isn't new. Throughout history, during crises and recessions, the powerful urged the masses to sacrifice while they expanded their own comfort. You've heard it all before. Do your part. Tighten your belt. Live modestly. Meanwhile, they retreat to private islands, buy second homes, and make record profits. Your frugality is praised. Their luxury is justified. And now, with sleek ads and influencer campaigns, minimalism has been branded. Stripped-down products with higher margins. Subscription services for basic needs. Sustainable essentials that cost twice as much as their predecessors. You think you're resisting consumption, but you're entering a redesigned marketplace, one that profits from your simplicity. A marketplace that now sells the illusion of resistance. The revolution is being monetized, one minimalist product at a time. And it doesn't stop there. The minimalist lifestyle has become performative. It's no longer just about what you don't buy, it's about how visibly you don't buy it. The social media metrics reward those who can most convincingly present an image of lack. Empty walls become a status symbol. Owning less becomes a competition. There is virtue not only in reduction, but in visibility. If you're not posting about it, does your restraint even count? The modern consumer doesn't just buy stuff, they buy identity. And in today's world, the identity of the conscious minimalist is one of the most profitable brands there is. Corporations have figured out how to market emptiness, how to sell you the idea that less is more, while quietly charging you more for less. An empty bottle labeled purity now sells for triple. A home with no furniture becomes an aesthetic sold by real estate developers. Even silence is for sale, marketed through premium retreats that promise nothingness for the price of a luxury vacation. Simplicity is no longer a lifestyle, it's a product line. The irony is that even anti-consumerism has become a commodity. Silicon Valley played its part. Tech moguls paraded their hyper-minimalist habits, same clothes, empty homes, fasting rituals. It looked enlightened, but it was a distraction. As criticism of tech giants grew, the spotlight shifted. From they have too much to they live with so little. Their lifestyle became a shield, deflecting scrutiny and resetting public perception. When billionaires appear humble, the public stops asking how they got their billions. And that's the point. Their minimalism isn't sacrifice, it's strategic camouflage, it's marketing. It's public relations dressed up as philosophy. Meanwhile, you internalize guilt for spending. You celebrate restraint. You feel smarter, cleaner, morally superior. But you've been handed a new consumer script, one that flatters you while guiding your choices. And while you downsize, the system scales up. The fewer your options, the easier you are to control. A person who owns nothing is easier to relocate, redirect, reprogram. The illusion of freedom lies in the fact that you chose it, but was it really your choice? Or was it curated for you, like everything else in your feed? The minimalism movement, in its most visible form, is not rebellion. It's another format of conformity. Digital minimalism tells you to unplug, step away, escape. But in practice, it isolates. It reduces your ability to organize, to share, to resist. As you disconnect, the system doesn't shrink. It adapts. It learns. It targets others. It keeps growing. You withdraw, thinking you're free. But silence isn't freedom when it's engineered. And the more you retreat, the easier it is to manage you. You stop being a problem and become a data point. The system doesn't fear your silence. It counts on it. And in that silence, your influence fades while theirs intensifies. Guilt is the tool. You feel shame for basic pleasures, for living fully. That shame was planted, fed to you by polished gurus and curated content, while behind the scenes, money moves. You're encouraged to see indulgence as weakness, to feel proud when you deny yourself. Meanwhile, the architects of this movement enjoy everything you gave up. Your guilt becomes their leverage. Your pride becomes their profit. And you applaud your own compliance, mistaking it for growth. Every minimalist purchase, every humble brag of, "I no longer need things," feeds the same machine you thought you escaped. All the while, the architects of this system expand. They consolidate, automate, and dominate. As you simplify, they diversify. As you purge, they acquire. You are no longer just a consumer, you are proof that the machine works. You become the message, and you spread it. You proudly show off your nearly empty apartment while logging in through a subscription service, financed by the very system you thought you'd escaped. You are the unpaid ambassador of your own limitation, a walking advertisement for a sanitized, corporate-approved kind of poverty. Your emptiness becomes their billboard. And when challenges come, economic crashes, inflation spikes, global instability, your ability to adapt has been weakened. Because when you own nothing, you depend on the system for everything. That's the final trick. Voluntary dependence masked as freedom. You traded ownership for access, and access can be revoked. The fewer things you hold, the more tightly the system holds you. And when you finally notice, it might be too late to reclaim what was lost. This isn't liberation, it's obedience, dressed in earth tones and whispered promises. It's a cage designed to look like a sanctuary. And if you think owning nothing means owning yourself, you've misunderstood the design. You've mistaken surrender for strength. You've confused absence with control. You've embraced limitation and called it progress. You've mistaken isolation for clarity. Minimalism has become less about freedom and more about pacification, and your silence becomes their validation. Living with less won't save the world if the ones who own everything aren't questioned. Simplicity won't set you free if it's managed by the same system that sells it. You are not the villain, but your pride and restraint powers the machine. The more you applaud yourself for stepping back, the more space you create for them to step forward, and they will, quietly, without resistance. Their silence is strategic. Yours is surrender. So next time you scroll past a spotless room or hear a sermon on having less, ask yourself, who benefits? Who profits from your purity? And who gains power every time you disappear? Who builds empires while you dismantle your identity? Who markets your minimalism while building maximum control? And who taught you to equate emptiness with virtue? Why do you believe that absence equals wisdom? And when will you stop mistaking engineered stillness for peace? The buy nothing trap is real. And it wasn't built to free you. It was built to keep you quiet. And the more silent you become, the more powerful it grows. It feeds on your virtue. It thrives on your shame. And it counts on you never asking who's really writing the rules. Because as long as you believe you're free, you'll never question who's holding the pen. And that's how they win, by making you believe you chose to lose.